Fine. Good morning to you all, students. Hi, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. Students, first of all, pray to God for your health, for your parents, and everything. Okay. So, because of this corona increase, we are unable to continue the classes in the school. So, our management has provided your classes through online. Okay. So, please, students, daily watch the online class. Okay. So, welcome to our online class, students. Okay. So, before you are getting the leave, last week we have discussed about chapter 16, inheritance. So, almost I have completed this chapter, but one last portion of this chapter is there. That is only one program is there. So, before I am going to take that program, so just recall what are the things you have studied in this chapter, because so 1 week, so gap is there in this week, surely you will get forget all the things, isn't it? Is it true or not? Okay. So we can recall what are the things you have studied in this chapter. Okay. So first of all, what do you mean by inheritance? Okay. What do you mean by inheritance? So already you have studied the definition. So the process of creating new class from the existing. Okay. So inheritance means how many classes will be there? So say the answer. How many classes will be there? 1 or 2? Minimum 2 class will be there, isn't it? So one class we can call as a base class or existing class or parent class. So next class we are calling as a child class or derived class. Isn't it? That already you have no. So what's the exact definition of inheritance? So what's the definition of inheritance? The process of creation of new class from the existing class is called what? Inheritance. Okay. So the new class you are creating, so that class is called which class? Derived class. The class which is basis for the creation of this class is called which class? Existing class or base class. Okay. So if you are inheriting means you can able to inherit all the features from the base class to the child class, isn't it? So what's the other name of the base class? So what's the other name of base class? The base class is other is called parent class, isn't it? Base class other is called parent class or existing class. So you have created one new class. That class, what's the other name of new class? Derived class or child class. Okay. So next we have studied about types of inheritance. Okay. So how many types of inheritance you have studied? Totally 3 types of inheritance. Very, very important question. Already I said what are the 5 types? Just recall what are the 5 types. Single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level, hybrid and hierarchical. So single you have studied and the illustration of single inheritance also you have studied. Okay. So today we are going to study about multi-level inheritance with one sample program. Okay. So what do you mean by multi-level inheritance? So multi-level inheritance has more number of levels. Okay. Maybe one class from the one base class you are going to derive another one new class. Then from the new class next you are going to derive another one new class. So likewise the levels are to be increased step by step. Okay. So whatever steps you have increased or how many base class new class you have increased means also the transitive nature. That means what are the features you have presented in the first base class, second base class, third base class will be reflected on the remaining new classes. That's the meaning of transitive nature of inheritance. So what are the things you have given in the base class is automatically reflected to which class? Child class. Okay. Okay. So the class which is the basis for the derived class is called which class? Base class. Okay. So now we are going to study about one example program for this multi-level inheritance. Okay. So what first you need to draw this block diagram. Okay. So listen. So multi-level mean name itself having more number of levels will be there. Okay. So here how many levels are there? 3 levels are there. So listen. First you are considering A, the class A as a base class. Okay. So from the base class you are going to inherit one new class called what? B. So which is a base class for B? B is a child class. Which one is a base class? A is the base class. After that, you are going to create another one child class. So what's the name of that next child class? C. So for this child class, which is the base class now? B. Okay. So if you are inheriting the B from A, so what are the features you have given in this A class will be reflected to which class? B class. Same way, if you are going to inherit a new class called C, so what are the features you are giving in the class B is reflected to which class? The C class. Understood? Okay. Listen. So this is the sample or example program for which one? Multi-level inheritance. Okay. So already you have studied about program, isn't it? So what's the first line of the program? First line of the program is, so listen carefully. First line of the program is hash include iostream. So what's the second line of the program? Using namespace std. Okay. So what is this? What's the name of this line? What's the name of this line? Class, isn't it? So how you are identifying this line as a class? So class always starts with the keyword class. So here the class starts with the keyword class, followed by which name? Class name. So what's the class name here? So what's the class name? Class name is student. So the class is followed by the keyword class is followed by a class name. So what's the class name here? Student. Okay. So inside this class, what is this line? What's the name of this line? Array declaration. How you are identifying this line as array declaration? Array. How you will declare? Array starts with the data type, array name. Then the array means the symbol, that is the number or size of the array is declared inside the square bracket. So what's the name of the array here? So the name of the array is given by the name. Then what's the line? This one, int or number, roll number. Okay. So first you are going to create details as a student. Student details you are going to create. For that, first you are going to write one class called what? Student. Okay. So first you have written one class. First you have written one class. Now what's the name of the class? Base class. Okay. So this base class have two declarations. What are the two declarations? First one is array declaration. The array name is name of 20. Second one is roll number. So first you are going to declare the name and roll number for the student. Okay. What's the name of this line? Void accept name of. What's the name of this line? Function. Okay. So function starts with the keyword or function starts with the data type, return type, void. Then followed by function name. So what's the function name here? Accept name of. So in this base class, you have created two access specifiers. What are the access specifiers? So how many access specifiers you have studied? 3. What are they? Private, public and protected. Okay. So what's the use of private? Private means only inside the class or the function you can able to access. Public means any place, that means inside the program, inside the function or outside the function you can able to access. That is called public. Okay. So if you're not specifying any access specifier mean, so the compiler automatically take the compiler automatically take which access specifier by default? Private. Okay. So in this class student, first function you are giving accept name of. So last week I explained one single inheritance program, and that program itself I said accept. What's the meaning of accept? Getting information. So you are going to get the information. Okay. So if you need to get proper output means you should give proper input, then only you will get the output, isn't it? So to giving input of particular things, you are going to write the which function? Accept name of. So already you have declared two things. What are the name and roll number? So how many things you need to enter now? Name and roll number of the student. Understood? Okay. So first you are going to display the roll number and name of the student in the output screen. So to display something in the output screen means you should give inside in which statement? Cout. Okay. So inside the cout I am giving enter roll number and name. Okay. So if you are giving the cout means you should give proper cin. So roll number and name. So which inputs you need to give? Roll number is declared by the variable or number, and name is declared by the variable name. So which symbol you need to give? To greater than symbol. Understood this line? Okay. So up to this function over. One function over. Okay. Listen. So next we are going to write. What's the name of this line? void display name. What's the name of this line? Function. So next you are going to write another one function called, what's the name of the function? Display name of. Accept means you are going to give the input or getting the input. Display means you are giving the output. Okay. So what are things you need to give the output? Already what are things you have entered the input, same thing you need to give as the output. So what are things you have already given the input? Roll number and name that you are going to display in the cout. So display name, what statement you need to give in or cout? Cout. So cout, I am giving a roll number. So already you have given the roll number in the variable or number. So you need to call the variable or number. Then name, you are given the variable name. So you should call the variable as name. Understood? So this curly brace is opening for the function and this curly brace is closing for the function. Listen. So this curly brace with semicolon. What's the meaning of this one? So the class student ends at this line. How you will identify the class is ending here? So class when the class ends or which place the class ends, that place you need to put one semicolon, the curly brace with semicolon. Okay. So we can call this base classes with class student. Up to this understood? So in the base class student, you have declared two things. One array called name and one variable called or number. And also two functions. What are the function? Accept name and display name. So in the accept name of functions, you are going to accept roll number and name of the student, and display name of functions, you are going to display the roll number and name of the student. Okay. So so what is this line? What's this line? So this line is indicates creation of derived class, isn't it? So what's the general syntax for creation of derived class? Derived class starts with the keyword class, then new derived class name, then colon symbol, then visibility mode, then base class name. So what's the keyword? Class. So you are going to create one new class called, or new child class called, what's the name of the class? Exam. Okay. So in this exam, what's the next symbol? Colon. Then which visibility mode you need to give? Public. So from which class you are deriving? Base class called student. Understood this line? So inside this class exam, you are going to add the marks of the student. Okay. So this class is derived from which class? Student class. Okay. So we are going to add the marks of the particular student. So mark 1 plus mark 2 plus mark 3. 3 subject mark they are going to add. So in the cout simply I am giving total marks score. Okay. So up to this class ends over. Isn't it or not? Isn't it or not? So in the class you are opening here. So this is this open brace and close brace for this. Okay. This open brace and close brace for which one? Class. Then so inside this you are going to close this class. Okay. So what's the child class now? Exam. Inside this child class you have total that 2 marks. Okay. Listen. So next thing. Inside that you have declared 3 marks. What are the marks? Mark 1. So 3 subject marks means mark 1, mark 2 and mark 3. Okay. So inside that class, so you have declared how many things? 3 things. What are they? Mark 1, mark 2 and mark 3. Okay. And also inside the class you are going to display the mark. So in the base class you are declared the name and roll number of the student. In this new class you are going to display the mark of the student. Okay, listen. So if you need to give input means which function you need to give? Accept. So I am giving the function called void accept mark-off. Okay. So how many marks you are going to enter? 3. So in the cout I am giving in the 3 subject mark. So what marks are given in the variable? Mark 1, mark 2 and mark 3. Okay. So now you have entered the input here. Next what's the step you need to display? What are things you are entering in the accept marker? You need to display as a output. Okay. So next what function I need to display? Mark-off. Okay. So inside this I am writing cout marks obtained. What's the first thing? Subject 1 you are given in mark 1. Subject you are given in mark 2. Next you are giving the mark 3. Okay. So listen carefully. Up to this class ends over. Okay. So listen. In your book they have given. So here itself the class ends with semicolon. That's wrong. Okay. So because you have created the class, only you are going to add the marks here. But this class is not ending here. This class ends at here. Okay. So inside the class exam you have declared 3 marks and 2 functions. What are the functions? Accept mark and display mark. Okay. So listen carefully. Next, what's the next line? Next, you are going to create one more child class. Listen. So in this program, how many base class is there? First base class is student. See. So this is a first base class. What's the base class name? Student. From this student base class, you have created another one, child class. What's the child class? Exam. Okay. So base class, how you need to identify means here, student. Then, so next again you are going to create one next child class called what? Result. Listen. For this result, which is the base class, they have taken the base class not as a student. They have taken the base class as exam, that is multi-level. From this student, they have inherited exam. Then from that exam class, you have inherited which class? Result. Understood? Okay. So what's the keyword for derived? So what's the syntax for writing this derived class? Class, then derived class name, then colon symbol, visibility mode, then child, a base class. From which base class you are deriving? Exam. So you need to write the base class as exam. Okay. Listen, inside this class you are declared a variable called total. So here only you are going to find the total marks of the student. Okay. So what's the total? So for finding this total, again you are going to write one function inside the class what? Result. Okay. So how many functions are there written in this class result? Only one function. So what's the name of the function? Show result of. Okay. So listen. So inside this already you have entered the 3 marks. What are the marks? Mark 1, Mark 2 and Mark 3. So you are going to add Mark 1 plus Mark 2 plus Mark 3. Then see out, you are giving total marks score. So already, so you are add and store the result in which variable? Total. So you need to call which variable now? Total. Then, so up to this class ends over. So listen carefully. In this program, you have declared 3 class. What are the class? Student class, exam class and result. So from the student, you have inherited the class called what? Exam. From the exam class, you have inherited the new class called what? Result. So what are the features you have declared in student can able to access in exam class? Then what are the features you have declared in the exam class is accessed by the class called what? Result. Understood? Then you are going to write the main of function. Okay. So main of function already I said. So if you are using the class concept in the programming, what's the first step? You should create a object for the class, isn't it? So here 3 classes are there. So last class itself I said, so always you need to create object for which class? So at last you have created which class, that class and you are going to create the object. Okay. So 3 classes are, what are the class? Student, exam and result. Among these 3, so which is the last class you have created or which one is the last you have created class? Result. So then which class you need to create this object? Class result. Understood? So first you need to, what's the syntax for creation of object? Class name followed by object name. So what's the class name here? Result. So for result I am creating the object R1. Okay. So what's the use of object? Using this object you can able to call what are the functions you have declared in the class or variables. What are variables or functions you have declared in the class you can able to call. So what are the functions you have accepted? First see the first one. First class, what are the function? Accept name and accept mark. First you are going to call the input function. So using this object you are calling R1 dot accept name and accept mark. Then what are the functions? Next one, display name and display mark. Then what's the last function? Display markup. Okay. So at last you are giving, the function is show result of. Listen. So once you are compiling the program, first function is accept name of. So accept name means, so what's accept name? This one. So what output you will get? Enter roll number and name. So you need to enter the roll number and name. So next they have given what? Next function is accept markup. So enter 3 subject mark. Mark 1, Mark 2 and Mark 3. Okay. See the output. Enter roll number and name. Then enter 3 subject mark. So what are things you are entering that you need to display as the output. So understood this concept? So this chapter remaining everything or every portions are deleted. So in this chapter you have studied what do you mean by inheritance, then types of inheritance, single inheritance. Already I have taught this program in the class. So now you have studied the program for what? Multi-level inheritance. What do you mean by multi-level? More number of levels. That is step by step. So from the one base class you are creating new class. From the new class again you are creating next base class. So what are things you are creating? So that same features will be reflected again and again. Understood? So after completion of this session, please study this program. So study this program and write and see this. Today's study portion is this multi-level inheritance. What do you mean by multi-level inheritance? And this program. Understood? Don't waste time, students. Okay, thank you, students remaining. So next class I will take the new chapter in the next class. Okay, thank you students.